Hey everyone, so if you're an XOX developer, you've probably felt the pain of wrestling with legacy code at some point. Well, today, we're diving into a framework that is seriously changing the game. It's called the XMF architecture, and it's all about bringing a modern blueprint to XOX development. Let's get into it. Okay, let's just start with a picture, because it says it all. On the left, you see the old way of grabbing a database connection in XOOPS. Kind of clunky, a little bit messy, right? Now, look at the right. That's the XMF way. One, clean, line. I mean, which one would you rather write all day? This is exactly the kind of elegant simplicity we're going to be talking about. So, what's really the problem with that old way? Well, as any traditional XOOPS module gets bigger and more complex, developers start running into the same headaches over and over again. And it really boils down to these four big issues. First, there's no real separation of concerns. You've got database code tangled up with your display logic. It's just spaghetti. Second, there's no type safety, so you're basically just hoping you're passing the right kind of data around. Third, trying to write automated tests, it's a nightmare, if not impossible. And finally, you're cut off from all these fantastic modern patterns like dependency injection, which are designed to make our lives easier. And this, right here, is where XMF comes in to save the day. It's this beautiful, clean, layered architecture that comes packed with over 140 components ready to go. But here's the absolute best part. It extends the XOOPS foundation. It doesn't replace it. That is huge, because it means you can start using it piece by piece without having to do a massive, terrifying rewrite of your entire module. So how is all this power organized? Well, XMF introduces a modern, four-tier architecture that really acts as a blueprint for building better, more maintainable modules. Everything, and I mean everything, starts with Tier 1, the core. Think of this as the bedrock. And get this, it has zero dependencies on XOOPS itself. That means you get these incredible tools, a powerful service container, an event bus, a secure query builder, and they're all just pure, modern PHP. You can actually test the stuff completely on its own. Moving up a level, we have Tier 2, the extended layer. This is where XMF starts talking directly to XOOPS. It intelligently builds on what's already there, giving you things like repositories for data access and a whole suite of object traits that basically supercharge your existing XOOPS objects with new powers like change tracking or soft deletes. Tier 3, okay, this is where the real magic happens. This is the infrastructure tier. These are high-level services that solve the really complex, annoying problems for you. Need powerful caching? It's done. A robust media manager for file uploads? No problem. A background job queue? You got it. Content versioning? It is all right here, ready for you to use, so you don't have to spend weeks building it from scratch. Okay, that's a lot of theory. But what does this actually look like when code is running? Let's make this concrete. We're going to follow a single request as it travels through the XMF blog module and see how all these pieces work together. So it all kicks off when a request hits your server. The first thing that happens is header.php boots up that service container we talked about, which instantly knows about all the services your module needs. Your page controller then just asks the container for one of those services, say the post repo. That repository then uses the core query builder to safely build and run a query. After the data is fetched, the event bus can fire off notifications like, hey, a post was viewed. And finally, all that data is passed to a Smarty template, which renders the final HTML. See? It's a clean, predictable, and logical flow. Now, I've mentioned the service container a few times. It really is the heart of this entire architecture. And using it gives you just three massive, game-changing advantages that will fundamentally change how you write code. Advantage number 1, you get a single source of truth. All the setup and configuration for your services lives in one central Bootstrap file. That's it. No more hunting through dozens of files trying to figure out where an object is coming from. It makes your code dramatically easier to understand, to debug, and to maintain. Advantage 2 is lazy loading. And this is a huge deal for performance. The container is smart. It doesn't actually create a service, like that database connection, until some part of your code actually asks for it. This on-demand approach saves a ton of resources on every single page load and makes your site feel much faster. And third, and for many, this is the holy grail, is testability. Because the container is in charge of creating your services, you can easily tell it to swap a real service for a fake test version. You can replace the real database with a mock one. This finally makes real automated unit testing a practical reality for XOOPS modules, and that means higher quality, more reliable code. So we've seen this elegant architecture, we've seen the power of the container, but let's get down to brass tacks. What does this all mean for you, the developer, in the real world? Let's talk numbers. And this is where it gets really exciting. Just look at these savings. Building a media upload feature requires 90% less custom code. An audit trail to track changes, a 95% reduction. A CSV import/export tool, another 90% saving. We're not talking about small improvements here. We're talking about a massive boost in productivity. To put a final point on it, look at the reference blog module. It uses more than 38 different XMF features, and the whole thing is written in about 2,500 lines of code. To get that same functionality the old way, you'd be looking at over 8,000 lines of code. It's an absolutely staggering difference. So, what's the bottom line here? XMF isn't just about writing cleaner code. It's about getting your time back. It's about freeing you up from writing the same boring boilerplate code over and over so you can focus on building the amazing features that really matter. Which really just leaves one final question. What could you build with 87% less boilerplate? Thanks for tuning in.